Hello guys, what's going on? It's Craig, Spirit of Vinyl. How you guys doing? Nice Saturday afternoon here. A little early. Usually I kind of show what I'm going to drink or whatever. But it's early. I haven't had dinner yet. I don't usually drink at 2 in the afternoon or whatever time it is. But I thought I'd jump on, just chat for a bit. I will show some records here in a minute. But first of all, I want to talk about went and saw Loverboy last night. We have a little amphitheater just a couple miles away from my house at a casino down here in Kentucky, at Oak Grove, Kentucky. At the casino there's a little amphitheater. I'd never been until last night. Loverboy was coming to town. I talked my wife into going. It was a good time. If you get a chance to see him, it wasn't that expensive. I think tickets were like $40 or something like that. And they were really good for as old as they are. And, you know, they played all the hits, and it was really, really cool. I had a really good time. Loverboy, for me, not like a band I'm hugely into, but when I was listening to it, you know, you're at the concert and they start playing some of these songs like Turn Me Loose or whatever, I just kind of had this flashback to being a preteen, essentially. You know, I remember that music, you know, listening to Loverboy, the older kids in the neighborhood when I'm, 12 years old or whatever it is. Some of the older kids, I lived in a trailer court and kind of hung out in the streets. It was the 80s, we all were kind of feral children. You know how it was. Most of you guys who are watching this are from the same generation, and we kind of went out and did whatever we wanted. But all the other kids, they were listening to Loverboy and Styx and Journey and stuff like that. So that's kind of like early musical influence for me, was Loverboy and Styx and Journey and those bands like that. So it was really fun to go to and have that nostalgia. It was a really good time. You know, the amphitheater's not very big, so we had lawn seats, and you had the lawn chairs out there, and it was a good time. And they sounded good. I tell you what, their keyboard player also plays saxophone and harmonica. He's tremendous. And everybody, other than the bass player, it's all original members. And I mean, they were really good. I've been doing this music for a long time. Lead singer's voice can't quite hit the high notes like he used to, but hey, it was still a great time. The songs are great. Highly recommend. Not expensive, a good night out. So they played for about an hour and a half or so. It was a good time. Show started at 8, no opening acts. We were out of there by 9:30, then we went to the bar or whatever. So that's what I did last night. That's why I didn't get my normal Friday episode out. Well, I don't always go on Fridays, so a couple records I picked up. I'm going to show a couple. I kind of got lucky a few weeks back. I went to one of those thrift stores with all the booths and stuff, and there was a guy who's got a bunch of records there, and all his records are overpriced, and a lot of stuff he's asking $8-9 for, I can get at Goodwill for $1. So I had a couple in my hand, and I was wandering around looking at them and didn't see much, so I just started wandering the rest of the store, and I saw some records off to the side in another booth, just a little crate, and I go over and start looking through them, and they're all just like Goodwill records. And then I just see like sitting on a shelf are these two records, and I'm like, what are those? I pull them up, and The Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. This is a gatefold double LP. I had this record on picture disc, and then I saw this, and it's from, oh hell, let's see what year this is. Doesn't say on the back. Oh, copyright. Let's see. Nope, company. Sorry, can't quite read that. Anyway, it's the price on it was $12. Like I said, I had it on picture disc, and so I hit Discogs on this and looked this up, and this is a $30 record. So this person in this booth obviously had no idea what they were doing. It's on a gray vinyl, so pretty cool. So I bought it, and then I basically traded in my picture disc. That's a story for a minute here from now. So I got the Black Parade down there. $12.95. The other record that was in that booth, Pearl Jam 10. This is a 2017 press. Got the inner sleeve, and it is on black vinyl. I haven't listened to this yet. I'm not really a huge Pearl Jam fan, but this is the one with the Even Flow and Alive and those songs on there. I think Black's on here, Jeremy. I mean, to me, like, 4 of the best Pearl Jam songs. I'm not a big fan of this band, but this was also $12. And when I hit it on Discogs, it's showing it's a $25 or $30 record. I looked at the condition. I haven't played it yet, but because I haven't cleaned it, number one. But it looks like it's in really good shape. And I figured for $12.95, that was a steal also. So those two I picked up. So my other story. I decided to purge some records out of my collection, which I have never done before. And I've been thinking about it for a while, to the point where I've gone through, pulled out a bunch of records, and had them kind of separated or sticking out from the shelves, you know, leave them sticking out from the shelves, and thinking about it for a while, or like doing it one night, going to work and working all day and thinking about it, and coming home and just pushing them all back in. I've done that twice. Well, the last time I did it, I pulled them all out again. You know, I was talking to Anthony Gambler. We were texting back and forth a little bit about that, and he's like, one day you're gonna do it, and you're just gonna have to, and there's no reason to keep stuff in your collection that you don't listen to. And I thought, okay, Anthony, you're probably right. You know, he's the king of thrift store stuff, so I went and pulled them all out again and looked through them, and, you know, like, okay, went on Discogs, kind of looked about how much money they were worth and whether it was worth getting rid of them, and should I sell them or should I trade them in or whatever. So I took him to the record store downtown and dropped him off last week, and then he called me on Monday and told me how much money he would give me for them. I gave him 77 records out of my collection, plus probably another 10 or 15 that were just kind of like stuff people had gave to me that I'd never put into Discogs or ever played, just, you know, older stuff and stuff I'm never really going to listen to. But people give me records, and, you know, people at work and stuff, they find records or they have old ones and they just give them to me, you know. So I took those in, and he gave me like $450 for them. So I could have got more if I would have sold them, but I figured it's just easier to do that, get the trade. So then I got $450 as store credit. So number one, what am I going to do with it, right? What am I going to do with the $450? Well, I decided on this. Number one, it's time to upgrade. So I'm upgrading my record player today. When I get done with this video, I will be setting that up. Honestly, as a record collector, I've never really spent money on a record player. That is an Audio-Technica LP120X USB. It's a $350 record player, or I think he had it at $339 or something like that. And I've never spent that kind of money on a record player. My record player that I have now is Audio-Technica LP60, and I figured it was time to upgrade, especially with the $450 I had in store credit. I didn't have to spend the money on the record player. I've had that LP60 for probably 8 or 9 years. It is definitely time to upgrade. I know, you guys out there with your high-end shit or whatever, this might not be high-end enough for you, you know, but it is what it is. That's, for me, is decent price, especially, basically, it's free. A lot of the records I got rid of were some of those records that the dumpster find helped me, you know, and some of the records were stuff I had bought that you buy from the record store, buy from thrift stores, you bring them home, you listen to them once, you're like, this isn't any good. I got rid of, like, The Firm, that record that I bought, I showed like a month or so ago, not good. I just sent it back. I don't care. Give me $4 for it. I only spent 7 or 8 on it in the first place. So I bought that, and then I got some more records. So, Jethro Tull, Living in the Past. This does not show up very well. This is a greatest hits album. I think it's from '72. Said I just picked these up. I have not listened to any of this yet. This has still got all the pages of the book. It's really kind of cool. You got the record sleeves are in there, and then it's got pictures of the band. So I thought this was pretty cool, and he had it listed for like $12, and essentially it was part of, like I said, this was all trade-in stuff. So after I got the record player, I had like $95 to spend or something like that. Green chrysalis labels. Looks decent shape. It's definitely going to need a nice spin clean on it tonight. I will be setting up my record player, listening to stuff, and spin cleaning stuff. So then I got this one, Jay Giles Band Live, Full House. This one was $6, listed as $6. I picked this up to fill out because I had so much money to spend. I'm adding in my head as I'm going along. So got the $6 record there. Picked this up, Flock of Seagulls, self-titled. If I remember correctly, this is their debut album. This is the one with Iran. I haven't looked this up. I haven't, like I said, I haven't played any of these yet. Looks like it's in pretty decent shape. It's on Arista Records. Let's see here. There's it says Jive on there. In that orange thing there, and it is Arista at the bottom. So, OG Press. He had this one listed for $17. It's got the song I Ran on it. That's why I bought it. Flock of Seagulls. This is my first Flock of Seagulls record, so we'll see. I know what to expect. 80s, new wave type of sound. And then I picked up Enema of the State by Blink-182. I haven't even opened it yet. It looks like it's a gatefold. It is a gatefold because there's the front. This is the back, but it would fold out, so it's like that, I guess. This one, What's My Age Again, is the big song on All the Small Things. So, my first Blink-182 record. And I picked up Rancid's Out Come the Wolves. This one has Time Bomb on it and Ruby Soho, were their big hits that most people would know. Tony at the record store, he likes some punk rock. He says this is one of his favorite Rancid albums. This is the one to buy if you're going to start with Rancid. So this is my first Rancid record. So that's what I got for... that's what I got for trading in those records. So that's kind of what I've been up to this last week. I should have paid more attention. I could have pulled out the other couple of records I picked up this month, and this could have been that episode. I picked up Acid Bath and the Kite String Pops. That's the other one I have. I'm not going to go pull it out to show it to you guys. And I think that's pretty much it. I haven't bought a whole lot this month of August, coming back from the vacation and spending that money, and now we're, trying to catch up. I don't really have a lot of expendable income at this point in time, so it was the perfect time to purge my collection. So, have you guys ever done that? I mean, that's the first time I've ever got rid of records, and it wasn't easy. I'll tell you that. It wasn't easy to get rid of some of these things, even though they were things that I either never played or rarely listened to or whatever. It was still hard to let go of this. So, but I feel like, like I said, I get to upgrade my record player, hopefully get some better sound out of it. And, I didn't have to fork over the $300. I knew it was time to upgrade, and just coming up with the money to buy a $300 to $500 record player or whatever it is, it's a lot. It really is, especially when you tell the wife, hey, I want to spend $350 on a record player. And she's just like, wait a second, that's a lot of damn money. So by just trading in the records, didn't cost me anything as far as she's concerned. So that helps out too. Keep the wife happy, right? So Labor Day weekend here in the States, so we all get an extra day off. Well, those of us who have that, I know a lot of you aren't in the States. I don't know if you have a holiday. Labor Day holiday is it's one of our holidays that we have where we all just get a Monday off, so we get a 3-day weekend. So for me, I don't have to work Monday. Today's only Saturday, so I got plenty of time to break in this new record player. Trying to decide in my brain what's the first thing I'm going to play on it, and I don't know. You know me. It'll probably either be a Kiss album or a Megadeth album, more than likely. So, or maybe I'll just pick something random to see. But what I'd like to do is listen to something that I've listened to recently so I can see the sonic differences, I guess. So, all right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate you all watching. You guys all have a great weekend. Hopefully, those of you in the States, hopefully you have Monday off. Not everybody gets it, depending on the type of business you're in, of course. So if you do, enjoy it. Be safe. It's basically in the United States, the Labor Day weekend is the last summer blast or whatever. So be careful out there. There'll be lots of traffic and drunk people. So, just be safe. Don't want anything to happen to anybody out there. Thank you all for watching. I really appreciate it. I really do. If you're still sitting here after 16 minutes and watching me, then I know you truly do pay attention to what's going on. So anyway, let me know what you think of the records I picked up, or what you think of these record players that I mean, this is the only brand he carries. Was it worth it? I mean, I'm assuming it is. Do you think these record players are any good? I mean, I've been using the LP60 for years, and it seems to play just fine, but I think this is an upgrade for sure. So, all right. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you all later, man. Have a good weekend, all.